What's up, YouTube? How's everybody doing? I know, it's been 2 weeks. Been crazy. Anyway, so this last 2 weeks, besides it raining, I got me a new place. You know, got a little garage and stuff. So, I got a shifter for the Monte Carlo, which I'm going to probably get a video on that. But I got this. It's a 350 Raptor 05. Okay, so I got it for a pretty good price. I got all the parts with it, all my fairings and everything. So I took it apart yesterday. And I wanted to go over a few things. Had water in the exhaust. The thing's not locked up. Let's see here. You know, there's different things. Like I was going to put a chain guard on this, but this has been JB welded on the case before. I think it'd be alright, but I'm still going to put a chain saver on it. Probably have to do a couple other things, you know. Gotta use chain guide and whatnot. But anyways, all the wiring's intact. I got a brand new carb for it. It's in the shed or garage, whatever you want to call it. My little shop. Anyways, I'm gonna put fuel in it. It's got, you know, grips on it. You know, so anyways, it didn't come with a key. So what I was gonna show you guys is if you ever work on small engines and stuff, like right here on your fairing, I'll just show you on your fairings. Just threw that over there. You got a hole here, and your key ignition switch is actually right here, your lock and tumbler. Well, on the body, when it's on the body and bolted up and everything, here's your little pigtail. Well, as you can tell, you can turn it on, and you didn't get nothing. This has got electric start. It ain't got no lights. You know, nothing's on without that switch. Well, to bypass that real quick, if you really want to know if it'll work, you just take your jumper wire. Just a small little thing, no big deal. And you put it in the hole here, put it on one side. Now, give me a second. I did this once already just to see if the power works. But it's just a cheap, inexpensive way. Yeah, I'm getting rained on. If I can get it here. I don't know if I can sit this down somewhere. Didn't put it on my knee maybe. Well, anyways, just give me a second. Get it in there. Let it rain. Yeah, I charged the battery last night, but it's got a brand new battery in it. So anyways, just hook up the jumper wire. I don't know if you can see that right there. And then you turn it on. As you can tell, I got lights. So you got power to the whole setup. You got a brake light. And you turn those off. Turned it on. And watch. Relay sticking. It turns over. It's not locked up. Anyways, so all I gotta do is put the carburetor on it, some gas, adjust the carb, and to ride it, you just get that. As far as that goes, you know, little fast clip on 350 Warrior. I got my other fairings right here, and got my shifter out of here. Yeah, it's wet, water everywhere. Got my linkage rods and everything ready to go. All I got to do is bolt up the new shifter bracket. Show that in a second. Ooh, buddy. Alright guys, I'm back. So, more on the bike. I got a little helper here, Grayson. Anyways, so, seen the teeth on the sprocket are gone. So I'm going to have to change out the sprocket and stuff. But that doesn't have any effect on starting it. So, I went ahead and put the carburetor on it. Put a fuel line on it. Put the choke in it. And tighten all everything down. Still doing the jumper wire method. So, see, jumper wire's still plugged up. So I have fuel in this. I don't know, it's not my fuel, it was fuel that was already in the tank. I got to get it all siphoned up to the carb. Haven't hooked anything else up to it. Throttle's hooked up, half-assed, but it's hooked up, adjusted. So when you're trying to start a bike and got power to it, and it just wants to get cranked, just take you some fuel. This is actually 2-cycle mix. Just throw it in the carburetor, or you can you know, use whatever it is. Hit that button right there, Gray. So she runs. Hit it again, see if it'll run. Alright, there we go. Hit it again. It might not. Watch out. Anyways, to see if it's got spark, you can pop the spark plug wire off and cycle it over and see if it's sparking. But I was told this ran, and then it bogged down because the carburetor and it set where it set, which so far so true, because all I did was put the carburetor on it. It was brand new. They gave it to me when I got the bike. Put it on there, literally put a little bit of fuel in it and fired it up. So I'm in the house real quick. I was going to show you guys the shifter bracket that I got. It's actually, it's hard to see. Here we go. It's actually from what, 78 to 81 Malibu. It's a factory bracket for the shifter. I just got to bolt it to the trans and bolt it on, which I'll probably get a video of that. And then this is one of the books that I got when I got the property. It's a Warrior 1987 to 95 350, which is what I got out there, because I thought I'd probably have to put a top end kit on it, which I might still have to. And then I got a blaster book. So I got enough stuff for small engine repair. Alright, so this is the shifter bracket. Now you can see it a little better. So basically, shifter body bolts to these two mounts, and these two are bolts to trans. This is I think a 441 Saginaw. So it's got the, I'm trying to get a good picture, just 3 holes for the tail. You got your speedo cable, which I got to pull that out, put the gear on it, everything. And then you got your 4 bolts on the back of the tail shaft. This one should be a stud. It's not on mine, it's a bolt. So I'm going to have to find a stud with the right thread and put it on there. But anyways, you just got to use some, I think these are 3/8 by 16 3 pitch, 3/8 by 24, something like that. I'd have to actually look and make sure. But give me 1 second and I'll show you what it looks like on there. So with the bracket, it's kind of half-ass on there, guys. See, it's loose. I'm just trying to give you an idea where this goes. This is how it should sit. It's in the neutral position, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to tighten one of these bolts down to really get this solid. But that's how she looks. So another thing, these this is like a 69 70 Chevelle bracket. You can buy these relatively cheap. That bracket cost me 150 bucks after ship just to get it, because I couldn't find nowhere, and they don't make a reman. But these ones, they reproduce them. I had to trim this excess here. As you can see, I trimmed it down only because this bolts to the back of the trans here. Okay, it puts the shifter about yay here. For like center console, they work good. You can use a bench seat shifter with these, but I think this bracket would work better with like a Super T10 or a Muncie, which if I get one, that'll be what's going in here. So this bracket could do me some good. So I also have some shifters. This one used to be longer than this. I actually cut it down and drilled some holes to make it fit when I had the 6-speed in here. And that's because when the 6-speed was in here, it was probably right here in the middle, the way it was designed, with that Hurst core shifter adapter. And that well, it's the whole shifter, but it puts it up front instead of way back. I'd have to show you on the trans, but if you look up a TR6060 or you know about them, you know how they're set up. Anyways, and you got your little I think that one's 6-inch Hurst shifter. I got a 4-speed ball on it. This is a 6-speed ball, and then this one's a wooden ball, which this was the whole shifter itself. I tried to get this from my my fiance's Uncle Roger, and anyways, his name was Jitter, and I found a lot of linkage rods, and his shifter that he had in a truck, he took 3-speed, old 3-speed shifter and converted it to a 4-speed for his truck. And anyways, so you get an ideal. You can put any of these shifters in here, let's just say. There we go. I don't know why it went off. Anyways, so you know, you're gonna have a range of what's gonna go. You're gonna have to probably measure. This one's probably gonna be, yep, too far. It's gonna hit. It's not too bad going back. So I'm gonna have to play around and probably buy me a shifter or two or make my own. This one actually might be the one I go with because it's probably the closest. Yeah, it's still hitting. Might have to bring an adapter or something. I think that's all the way back. Yep, all the way forward, all the way back. So it touches a little bit, but you know, it doesn't hit the top, third or fourth. But I'm short. I'm like 5'3", 100 pounds, guys. Most people are 6 foot or plus, so the seat's all the way back. So when you see these shifters on pictures on the internet, which is even hard to find sometimes, it's kind of irrelevant, but it's for, you know, you guys to understand the same concept that I'm going with. Just because this shifter per se doesn't work for me just the way it is, touching the seat, which I don't care because it's not a big deal. But let's just say you're a taller guy, this shifter might work. But the problem is you're lengthier, so you're gonna have to reach way down here to get this. So basically what I'm probably gonna have to do is either order me a specific length shifter or make my own. Like this one works good when it's coming all the way to the back, but when you go to the front, I'm hitting. So the only thing I could actually do is actually cut this down another, I don't know, 2 inches to where this bolt hole is up here on the top. Just trying to point that bolt hole at the top, cut it down, drill new holes, drop it down 2 inches, and then put that up in first, and I'd still be touching. And then, but all the way back, I wouldn't be. I'd be fine. So, you know, things like that to consider. I gotta mess around with it. But for the most part, I should be able to have this bolted in. Give me some bolts or whatever, or a stud for that. Get this bolted in, get the rods adjusted. I don't know if I'm going to get underneath it today on this wet ground, because it's raining, you know, like normal. But I guess what I'm going to end up doing is getting this all bolted in and getting it set up to where I could, even if I got to use this little shifter for the time being, just so I can shift it into gear. That might work. I mean, let's get close to touching, but just so I can go drive it. I'll get you guys a video of me driving it. That's what I really want to do. So besides that and the four-wheeler, I got a little mini bike I put on the channel too. It needs a new carb. So got a cheap bastard on it. I want to put another carb on it and probably put a clutch in it, because it's just a an automatic clutch. You just give it gas until the clutch lets out, and then it goes for the kids. And I'll get you some videos on small engine repair, I guess. But we'll see what we can do. Maybe take this to drag strip. Hopefully I don't break nothing. Probably will. Like I said, if you haven't visited the channel, you know, it's just got a built 350 that I built. Put a hydraulic clutch in it. It's got a Saginaw 4-speed with a 10 bolt in the rear with 4 10s. All stock suspension, 30 years old, you know. Something's gonna break. Maybe not, but it might. But until then, I'm gonna go get my hair cut later today. I don't know if I'm gonna get a faded mullet, because, you know, it's style I like, or if I'm just gonna take a ½ inch off my hair so I can grow it out longer. We'll find out. But until next time, guys, just like, subscribe, and comment. I know I'm getting all a little wiry. I'm gonna have to cut it. All right, see you later, guys.